Hi, good afternoon, parents. I'm Madam Faiza here. Thank you for joining us today for this session. Okay, for these sessions, we're going to record, and the recording will be uploaded in our school YouTube channel by next week. So, parents, with me today, I have my school leaders and also my team of colleagues here will be, helping me to assist me to answer any questions that you may have, any concerns. So do feel free to type in your questions in the chat. Yeah. So for today's agenda, parents, there will be two presenters. I'll be doing the introduction of the one-to-one learning device program. Then Madam Masni, also the program IC, will be sharing with you the one-to-one learning device environment. Okay. After the session, we will have our Q&A session. Yeah. So this is the team of colleagues that is with me today. Okay, we have Madam Noliani, the P1, P2 year head. I'm Madam Faiza just now that I introduced to you. I also have Ms. Lin Yubing, Madam Christy Chan, our ICT HOD, Madam Masni, and also Mr. Simon, our ICT manager, right? So I also include their email addresses. So in case after today's session, you may want to communicate with us. Okay, you can communicate with us through this email. Yeah. So parents, what is one-to-one learning device program? This program is very unique to Admiralty. I would like to share our journey with you. Okay, this program has started in 2013 with a pilot class. Okay, this pilot class is a primary 3 class. Okay, we actually loaned out our school iPad to our students in 2013. However, our program have evolved. So currently, our children are actually having their own personal learning device. Yeah, because we believe that when students have their own personal learning device, they show greater independence in their own learning. Like for example, looking for information and asking teacher deeper questions. Yeah, instead of waiting for teacher to give answer, the children themselves are self-directed. They actually find out the answer and present their findings. Like I mentioned just now, this is a long-standing program that has evolved. So previously, when we first started, we do not have the infrastructure, all right? But we believe that this program will definitely benefit our children and have the impact in their learning. So we actually carry on with it. Now, with the during the pandemic, our P3, P4, P5, P6 children are actually having a head start of having the skills, the ICT skills, okay, in their learning. Yeah. Okay, parents, what are the learning device program key features? So I mentioned just now, the student actually bring their own personal learning device. Okay, but do not worry, parents. These devices be managed and controlled by school and also parents. Okay, we have this application that we call MDM, the mobile device management. Okay, this mobile device management is an application whereby we can remotely control their devices. Okay, another feature for this program is that it's a blended learning environment. So parents do not worry. It's not just using iPad or devices throughout the day. The children will also be using a hard copy, okay, and also soft copy. It's a balance of both soft copy and hard copy. We do have questions from parents whether the children learn how to write compo using a device. Do they need to write? Definitely, there's a balance of that. We want the children to understand that this device will support and enhance their learning. Yeah, so we also the teachers in the levels actually have routines and structures in place to educate our students on the proper use of technology and responsible digital learners. So parents, do not worry. Okay, when the children have their own devices, they have it and they bring it to school. Okay, beginning of the year, the P3 and P4 teachers will emphasize the routines and the structures, okay, in the classroom. Okay, it's not just the form teachers, but also all the subject teachers that is teaching their children, right? The children will not take out their devices without the teacher's permission. Yeah. Okay, teachers. Okay, all right. Just now I mentioned about the MDM. All right. What is this MDM about? Okay. Like I mentioned just now, you are able to manage your child's device, okay, remotely. Okay, you also can use it using your own smartphone. It doesn't matter whether you are using iOS or Android phone. Yeah. So we are able to link are able to link the device, okay, with your smartphone. Yeah. For us, on our part, the school part, we use the application to push down application centrally. We are able to block all the undesirable and unapproved websites. So do not worry, parents, when the children are in school, they are not able to go through websites that is not approved. Yeah. Just for your information, for this MDM, is centralized control by our school administrator and is only controlled from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Okay. Okay, why we believe that having a device at a young age is important? I understand that parents may be questioning, my child is just at primary 3, 9 years old. Are they able to manage a device on their own? But we believe that, with the changing educational landscape, it's important for the children, to get the head start in their ICT skills. Okay, you can see that around us, these children are born in the era by technology is used. Okay, and definitely, okay, the increased use of technology is here to stay. Okay, we have seen the past 2 years about the school closure. Okay, school closure is a reality, and technology take over. All right, so we can see that the children who are having the devices, personal devices, they are able to transit better. Okay, even to secondary school. Okay, we also believe that when children, when taught at a younger age, will have the right mindset and they are more open towards rules and regulation, which are observed when handling devices. Yeah, because at a young age, when we have this controlled environment, the children will cultivate the right habits and the right mindset. So when they are at upper primary, when they are even at home, they know that what is right and what is wrong. Okay, so they are better men. They are able to self-regulate themselves. All right, just to share with you our QSE survey data. Okay, this data is a quality school experience survey data, which is done by our current P6 student. Okay, they did it last year. Okay, you can see here about the screen time. Okay, results here when the children actually use it for schoolwork. You can see that both data actually is very favorable to us. Majority of our students actually can see here, okay, actually use about 1 to 2 hours, okay, of their devices for schoolwork as compared to the other schools in Singapore, the cohort. Yeah, we can see that, we can see that, if they are using it only for 1 to 2 hours, it's actually within the MOE guidelines of 4 hours per day. And this actually shows that the children are effective in using the device for schoolwork. So we understand that sometimes parents say, hey, they actually use quite long, for to navigate. But then for our children, they have been using, the technology, so they are able to navigate and use the device usefully and effectively. Okay, so you can see here the screen time. The data show that when the children use for entertainment, you can look at the data here. For our school, yeah, the children actually, majority of our students actually do not use it more 4 hours. Yeah, they don't. You can see that you can see that we do not do bad so bad as others the cohort, yeah, the other schools. So you can see here we are actually on par with what the other schools are also doing. Yeah, so effectively it doesn't have any much impact, on the issues that other schools may be facing. So I understand that parents do have some concerns with regards to the managing of the screen time. Yeah, like I mentioned just now about the MDM. So we are here, we hope that parents and the teachers can work together to manage the screen time together, because when school, we actually, put in some routines. We also hope that at home, parents will do the same thing too. Yeah, with regards to security and safety of device, I understand that parents say, hey, we are only at P3. Will they be able, to keep their device safely? So far, okay, I would like to say that we do not have any students losing their iPad in school. Yeah, and also we have routine whereby there are children who will, be assigned to lock the classroom doors. They also will know that, when they have CCA, they will keep their iPads in the cupboard. So we have this set of routines that the children go through, and they know what to do, so that they are responsible towards their device. Okay, Right. I also understand that some parents will have some concerns about the price of device. So we understand that, this could be the reason why some parents would opt to buy a different kind of device other than iPad. Yeah, like I mentioned just now, for the past 2 years, we actually gave option for our parents to to buy a different kind of device. However, the trend shows that parents prefer to use iPad, and later I'll show you the percentage of parents who opt for iPad instead of other devices. Yeah. Okay, they are number 4, 5, and 6. I put it in red because I understand that some parents, most of the parents actually shows concern about number 1, number 2, and number 3. However, at 4, 5, and 6, there are still some parents who think that this is a bit of concern to them, when they are choosing whether they want to buy the devices for the children. Okay, we understand that some parents mentioned that health matters related to vision is also another concern. Okay, parents, we are also cultivating the right habits for the children about the screen time. However, you also understand that sometimes health matters related to vision is not only about screen, but the way they read their books, okay, the way they, where they do their work, the lighting also plays a lot of part, play a lot of part. Yeah. The next one is about parents do raise the concern about they prefer the conventional way of learning. I understand that, but if we use the conventional way of learning, then we are actually giving injustice to our students, because now the era whereby the technology is evolving and the children, using technology in many ways to enhance their learning. So we hope that the children will get a head start when they go to the secondary school, and even to in the upper primary. Okay, parents, I know that some of your parents will have children in other levels before in our school before. So some mentioned that the siblings did not mention good things about our program. You don't understand. Well, I mentioned just now, we start off without the best infrastructure. We know that we are not perfect. We are getting better and better. Yeah, with our program. Okay, parents, these are a few challenges that definitely parents and teachers may face about children exploring of undesirable sites, and also managing online and offline work. Uh, we also have some concern about device addiction. Okay, like mentioned just now, let's work together, parents. When the children, through your monitoring, you find that they are doing these are the challenges that the children face, do let us know so that we can work together. Yeah, because working together is very important. Like currently this year, during our Meet the Parents sessions, we heard less of parents actually telling the teachers that, my child is, not managing well, having device addiction. So we have less of these cases, this year. Okay, I think partnering parent is very, very important, like I mentioned just now. We do have engagement sessions to support our parents in this journey. Beginning of the year, we have cyber awareness sharing, and of course, the MDM workshop for parents who opt, to enroll their child in the program. We actually have a hands-on session with the parents, whereby the parents will be able to use and manage the device when they are at home. Yeah. Okay, I also would like to welcome feedback from parents. The school would like to work very closely with the parents, sharing of the issues and the challenges that you faced, when the child is at home. Because we also do not want the negative experience to impede the students' learning. Okay, later we'll share with you more about the device policy. Okay, this device policy is given to the children beginning of the year and has to be acknowledged by the parents and students. Okay, this device policy will indicate what are the do's and the don'ts, when the child has these devices. Beginning of the year, the FTs will go through the content of policy with the students. Okay. Okay, I just wish that as parents and guardians, you can help in the following ways. Like, for example, model good digital habits for our children, like not using devices during your meals, because I understand that sometimes, the children, during meals, they will be using their handphones, they'll be their devices. Sometimes they will, be doing these few things when they are having their meals together. So also please have conversation with your child about the safe and responsible use of technology. In school, we keep emphasizing on this. So we hope that at home, okay, you have conversation with your children about this. Yeah. And definitely setting ground rules at home is very important. You must always be able to monitor the use of internet and device usage at home. In school, yes, definitely we monitor the children very closely. However, we do understand that sometimes the children are free to use it at home. So parents, at the end of the year, when we go through the MDM with you, maybe you would like to set the, the internet usage and when they are at home and we are not around. Yeah. Okay, what about students who do not have their own device? For this program, yeah, we encourage parents to, to purchase a device for their children. Okay, yeah, however, we also understand there are some, like concerns, probably, because of finance, children may not have device at the beginning of the year, but do not worry. Okay, the teachers will give out hard copy of the assignment, and then the children will also be able to share the devices. But we do not encourage this. Yeah. Another say is the children will have to complete the assignment at home. Okay. Yeah. About the sharing of devices, the children may not be. We do have devices that the children can loan out. The teachers can loan out. However, it's very limited. So we do not encourage the students to actually to share devices lah. Okay, just to share with parents, okay, for this year, we have 80% of our children having devices. Okay, 74% actually opt for iPad. Only about 6% of our children, the parents bought them tablet or even a tablet, like for example Android tablet. Yeah, so in our P3 classes, all classes have children with the devices and also have children who do not have device. Okay, I understand that some parents, because of your past knowledge, you realize that previously we have this iPad and no iPad class. So the past few years, we no longer have that kind of arrangement. So all P3 students will be banded, okay, according to their aptitude and learning disposition. So parents, yeah, so do not worry if your child do not device, okay, like I mentioned just now, there are a few things that the teachers will help your children. Yep. So for our preferred device, like I mentioned just now, for the past few years, okay, we have already looked at the trend that most parents would opt for iPad. So, the instruction given, mostly will be steered to the usage of iPad. Yeah. However, we do understand that, the classes with other devices, the teachers would try, to use applications that can be used for both devices, like Android and also iOS, Apple. Okay, iPad. Yeah. So for our school, we hope that next year, okay, if you want your child to be in the program, okay, we hope that you can procure the latest iPad model, okay, but you do not need to have one with the data. You just need to have one with a Wi-Fi, and we encourage parents to buy the storage of 32 GB and above. This is why it's because the children can use this device until primary 6 or even in secondary school, because you know that in secondary school, okay, all secondary school students will have their own personal learning device. Okay, from the iPad store, okay, you can see the range of the cost is about 499, but we have a vendor, a selected vendor who would be able to give us some educational pricing. Yeah, I will give out the information much later, okay, after today's session, with regards to the purchasing of the device. Okay, parents, yeah. Okay, I mentioned for parents who have who is under financial assistance, do not worry. Okay, we have this NUPC Plus program, which be able to subsidize the cost of the iPad. And we also have another tier whereby if you don't fall into the FAS, okay, financial assistance program, you will, okay, we also have another tier, which is the school discretionary fund, whereby the school will be able to subsidize for you. So if you have any questions regards to this, okay, please email me or call the school, then I will be able to help you further on this. Yeah. Okay, now I would like to hand over the time to Madam Masni with regards to the learning device program. Madam Masni?
Okay, Madam Faiza, can you hear me? All right. Okay, thank you parents for joining us today. I am going to share with you our learning experience and from observations and what we have been seeing, the students learning, the things that we have been doing in the school. Okay, all right. So while learning with devices, we really want to harness the use of technology, and it is really to get them to think deeper, learn new things, and in the process they are actually going into deeper learning. As mentioned, there will be a mix of paper and pen. Okay, there will be a balance of soft copy and hard copy. We also have a device used on specific days. Students need not bring the device every day. For example, on Mondays when we have CCA, students need not bring the device. And when we have swimming lessons, swim safer, students can keep the devices at home. All right. Why use devices? It allows flexibility. Teachers can check the entry level, the prior knowledge. For instance, if we give lessons for flipped classroom, okay, this can also be in the form of differentiated learning. Students who are also getting into the process of learning. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So, all right. And in the classroom, you also have group rotation, traditional and frontal teaching. The teachers will be teaching, and then we will move on to online to reinforce learning. Okay. Now, this is the interesting part. Many of us, we have been answering questions from parents, and our advice is, okay, this is what I'm going to share with you. Why use devices and what are you going to experience if you do not have a device in the class? Okay, students who have devices in the class, you will have immediate access to Google Classroom. This is due to the fact that Google will actually detect multiple attempts if you use different and multiple devices. This is to safeguard the students' data, the students' work, and okay, it's more on the privacy and protection of the students' access to the system. So without a device, what will happen is that when students use a school device, they will be asked for a verification code, okay? Because they need to have a two-step verification, or what we call a 2FA, two-factor authentication, to access Google. Okay, whether it's Google Classroom, Google Drive, anything related to Google. And in this case, parents might get notification to give the code to the teacher. So a lot of parents' involvement here, and it could be inconvenient. All right. It could affect students' work when we do online lessons. All right. However, based on what we have been seeing, observation and feedback, those students who have their own devices, it's really immediate access. Okay, because they rely only on one device and they can immediately get to work into Google Classroom without any hassles. Okay. All right. And the second point, students storing personal work on their own devices. Okay. If students use school loaned devices because they do not have their own device, they might need to rely on external storage, for example, thumb drive, cloud, web-based. Okay, and then if they bring the thumb drive, it's so small, they might easily lose it. Okay. Um, all right. And reliance on certain cloud or web-based sites could prove loss of work. Okay, I'm giving an example. For example, at Modo, they are going to discontinue at Modo soon in September. So any work that is done through this platform will be gone. So that is one risk if we depend on web-based sites compared to their own device storage. Okay. Yeah, then I also want to mention about advanced features of the devices, particularly iPad, because it's really very easy to scan and they have like advanced features like augmented reality, video makers, and whatever work they do on Pages or Keynote, it's easily exported to documents, okay, or even PowerPoint slides. Yeah, so actually what I'm trying to say here is there is a greater flexibility in organizing the learning. Okay, then students can go back to uploaded resources to reinforce learning, thus allowing that differentiation of learning. Okay, so for students who wish to expand the repertoire of learning concepts, they have that opportunity to go deeper into the learning process. Okay. Okay. I'm also going to touch here about using iPads and other devices. There are parents who ask, can I choose iPad or can I choose Samsung or can I choose other Android devices? Okay, so one of the things that I want to highlight is that on iPad, the teacher can actually monitor students' work, what they are doing, what screen they are looking at through Classroom app. Okay, there is an app that allows us to actually view what they are doing. We can mirror their work. We can showcase their work through the Apple TV. Okay, but if we use other devices, at the moment, there is no software, but I mean, if parents do have any to share with us, I mean, by all means, you can let us know. Okay. And another thing is that mobile device management. In order to manage the students' devices, we need to install MDM into the iPads. Okay. But when it comes to Samsung, Android, and I think some of the parents mentioned Huawei, I am sorry, but uh, especially certain kinds of okay, brands do not support MDM. Parents can do that on their own. If let's say you want to subscribe to a provider, a service provider, Singtel, like, I mean, okay, any service provider that you can actually purchase certain kinds of parental control. Okay, yeah, and then okay, students with the iPads can actually organize their files and save their work using the schoolwork app. This is just an example. This app is only available using the iPad. Other devices, you do not have this app, so they will have to use other ways of saving their work, and it might not be as simple or as intuitive as using the iPad. Okay, augmented reality lessons, it's like bringing the lesson to life, you know, making it more realistic rather than, because during the time when we were not able to have learning journeys, we were not able to go out of the school, we actually bring the things outside into the school. So it makes learning more authentic and more real, okay, rather than everything we just look at pictures. And this is actually simple coding that they use to explain the learning concepts that we do in class. Okay. Okay, this is just to share with you how easily you can scan using the iPad. So for parents who have the iPads, actually you just need to click on the folder icon at the bottom of your device, and then it's as easy as just point, shoot, and save. Okay. Yeah. So managing devices in class, this is what it looks like from the teacher's view. The teacher can see all the students, all right? And this is offline because the teacher is not in the class, all right? So the next slide will show, this is what happens when the teacher is in the same Wi-Fi settings, and you can see that the students are okay, looking at pages or schoolwork, or why is this boy in Safari? You know, what is he doing? So you can actually click on view screen and look what he is actually doing. Okay, so you can monitor them very easily with the use of the classwork app. Okay. This is just an example on how it looks like if the teacher wants their attention, okay, and then they're still busy doing their work. Okay, so it's very simple. The teacher doesn't have to like stop your work, you know, just press lock screen. If it's a routine, the children will know, okay, close the iPads, eyes on the teacher will carry on the lesson. And once it becomes online, okay, work, the teacher can release and the students can continue their work. Okay, all right. What you are looking at in this picture is the students will have their own earpiece for hygiene reasons. Why? Because there is actually okay, the capability of listening to ebooks, so they can actually match the sounds to the words, okay, to familiarize themselves with how the words are being pronounced. Yeah. Okay, for math, what happens is that we do use concrete manipulatives. So in class, what the teacher can do, okay, during a lesson, okay, let's take out our concrete manipulatives. This is how we are going to do fractions, for example. Now capture your work, all right, upload in Keynote, and the teacher will leave comments. All right, and what you see in schoolwork is it's like a folder where the teacher can see what the work, what are the assignments that the students have submitted, and the teacher can mark, give comments, and return. Okay, for English, this is just an example. For OneNote, we have collaboration space, we have students working together online, and we have folders where students can actually plug their own resources in, and students can save their work there, come back to it, make another draft. So instead of like writing everything back again on paper, the students can actually use what they have done and make improvements on it. Okay, so it saves time, and it makes more sense, you know, looking at the piece of work, how else can I improve rather than writing the whole piece again? Okay, collaboration in online spaces. This is just an example on how students can work together. They use a Google Jamboard here. This is our applied learning program, ALP, where we use the design thinking process to actually come up with their designs on how to think, you know, to address the issues in the community. So they do things together, then they create. So it's not just, you know, confined in the class. They are free to do it at home, but they are doing it together. So they are collaborating. So in class, they will, you know, talk about it. Okay, at home, I'm going to do this part. And then when we come back to class, we will create the product and how are we going to do it? Okay, yeah. Okay, so just some pictures to show you what we are doing in class. Okay, augmented reality using iPad. This is something interesting that we do in class to make the class more lively, you know, more interactive. What you see on the left is actually the student doing coding. They are doing some simple coding to bring 3D objects into the classroom when they project. You know, just think of Pokemon. Okay, so it comes alive. It makes learning more real. Yeah. Okay, organizing learning concepts. One of the things that we do, this is, for example, like science journaling. Are you able to click this? Yeah, okay. Just an example, if we do science journaling, for example, on paper, the student will have to get that science journal and then look at what they have written. However, if this is just an example of a science journal on a Google document, okay, so they test out their hypothesis, look at what the experiment is about, write down their observations, and then they come back to this document and see what else they can do to actually make that experiment better, or what went wrong with that experiment, okay? And then they will test that hypothesis and write down their observations again, or even like they look at the for example the the plant transport system, day 1 what it looks like, day 2, okay, how much the water, the colored water has traveled, okay, and how has it traveled. Yeah, so they write down their observations in the Google document. Okay, so what we see here is that the students, okay, whole school approach, the students are using Google Classroom. What I like about Google Classroom is that it allows us to put work in the different folders. So with the different folders, students can easily access things very easily, okay? So you have like different folders where they can actually access their work or go back to their work, okay? All right, so in conclusion, I would say that whatever we do in a class using devices is really to complement physical classroom teaching, to facilitate the smooth transition, okay, learning from home to school and vice versa. Of course, a lot of the things that we do, synchronous, asynchronous, is really to help the child build on that learning concepts. And students, actually they are very good with devices and they want to learn more. They will actually do their own research. They will search for things using the web-based sites, okay? And one thing that I forgot to mention is that the iPad, it allows parents to actually use screen time or hour packed. It's also a form of MDM, but in school, because we use the mobile device management, that is actually the plus point because we do the co-parenting, the co-control. It means that school will manage from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then when the students go back home from 4 p.m. to onwards, the parents can actually do the control. Okay, so that is the plus point when we have the iPad. And another thing is that the iPad allows students and teachers to do airdrop, because when we do that, it's making learning more seamless. It's very fast. We do not have to wait for the students to go back home and then open up a document and then access here, access there. It's actually immediate. The teacher can immediately share with the students. Okay, yeah. All right. If you are interested to know more about what we are doing in school, you can visit the Google site, Admiralty Primary 1-to-1 program, and what we have been doing in the past. Okay, so what are the apps that you think we will be using, that you have been thinking of, or you are asking how we use the apps? There are samples of work in the Google site. If you want to find out more, you can always come here. Yeah. Okay. I will pass now to Madam Yenny. Oh, Q&A first. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, Ni. All right, parents, I hope you have better understanding of how a picture before learning environment is like with the learning their own with the personal learning advisors. Yeah. So so far, let me check the Q&A. I think most of the questions have been answered. Yeah. So parents, probably if you have any more questions, you would like to type in the chat so that we can answer you live. If not, maybe I would like to share. So parents, just like we were talking about our preferred device, right? iPad. I think in the market right now, the supply of iPad is getting lower because the demand is getting higher. Because next if you're to buy it next year, our primary or secondary school students are also, will be buying it for their learning. Yeah, the new batch of the Sec 1s will be buying it. So like this year, I have parents who face difficulty in getting an iPad beginning of the year. So they actually managed to get it only, when they are in February or even in March. Yeah. So parents, if you think that, hey, you like to opt into this program, and probably you want to purchase much earlier, I think that is a good idea. And then if you want to know more about MDN much earlier, I will, we are able to give you the information also. Yeah. So far, okay. Okay, can I use the current, okay, answer. Okay, can I use the current iPad model as long as it support the latest iOS? Okay, yes, you can use if you have an iPad, but you may need to check whether it support the MDM. Yeah, so if you're not sure, you can bring it to us, and then we can take a look and whether it can support the MDM. Yeah. Mm. Okay, sorry. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, iPad Air, yes, parents, of course, iPad Air 2022, okay, it's good because it's one of the latest one in the market. Yeah, so it definitely will be able to support our, support the MDN, the applications that teachers are going to use. Okay. Hi, parents. After these sessions, I will, send a PG form whereby parents will, indicate whether you will opt in or not, so that we have once we have the information at the end of the year when we give you the book list. Okay, we also attach, the specifications of the devices, especially the iPad that you would like to purchase. Yeah, can. Mm. Okay. Hi parents. Oh yeah, does the school organize group buy for iPad? No. Okay, I mentioned just now that we have this vendor that we have been working with for the past few years. Okay, this vendor will have a link for the parents to purchase personally. Then they are also able to deliver the iPad to your home. Yeah, so we do not organize group buy, but parents can purchase personally with the vendor. Yeah. To the link that I will send to parents through the PG message form also. Mm. Mm. Is need okay? Do you need to go to a designated location to buy? No, parents, you can, if you would like to buy from the Apple Store. Okay, you're free to buy. I also understand that sometimes parents, you may have contract with some uh, you know uh, you can buy, yeah, so service providers that you may you may want to buy with them, maybe you have better pricing then. Yeah. Sorry. Well, those you get, yeah, okay. Will those on FAS get subsidized for the iPad purchase? Yes, definitely. So really encourage student, student FAS, those in under FAS to opt in, because it's really a subsidized price, for the children. Yeah. Mm. Okay, and so parents ask whether it's a discounted price with the vendor. The vendor will give educational pricing for all Admiralty students. Yeah, you may want to compare. Once I give you the details, you may want to compare. You can go ahead and compare with, with other service providers or any shops that you wish to. Then it's up to you. We do not, your parents, you don't have to buy from the vendor that we recommended. It's just that this vendor have been working with us, and of course, the vendor would be able to set aside some iPads, for our Admiralty students. And then, but if parents, you wish to buy it somewhere, you may, yeah, you do so.
Mute, huh? I'm so sorry. This is Madam Chan. I'm the ICT HOD. There's a question regarding the curriculum, whether there's any difference in the curriculum, the progress of the children, right? Personally, I'm teaching in an iPad class, and I've also taught iPad class for the past 2 years. What the children are supposed to learn for the curriculum, all the kids are supposed to learn the same thing. We'll teach everybody the same thing. So if you're talking about the pace, right? Yeah, of course, every child will learn at a different pace, but at the end, they will all learn what they need to learn. Okay, so we'll cover the same curriculum. They will do the same task. Yeah, be it online and offline. However, what we are highlighting here is that if the child opt into a device class, right, really being curious, right? Children at P3, they're very curious to learn more, to find out more of what they have actually been exposed in the classroom with the device, right? When they leave the school, when they're at home, they are able to dwell deeper and learn more and find out. And in fact, it will extend their learning a great deal. So, but of course, whatever that in school, whatever curriculum, whatever rigor of the subject that we need to cover, all kids will be covering the same thing. Yeah, we do not compromise on the rigor of the curriculum. Yeah, whether they opt in or out. Yeah. Then regarding the pricing, right? Yeah, we have this vendor that we have been working for the past few years. The vendor is kind to offer us a price for your iPad, for your device. However, like what Madam Faiza have mentioned, it is also good for you to find out from elsewhere. And if you get a better price, do share with the school. Then we would like to also extend it to all other parents. And the same thing is like some of us have got a certain plan with a service provider. And with those plans that we have, right, I actually do hear from parents that they even get the iPad free of charge because they have signed up for a particular plan, a data plan with the vendor, which I am not so sure what plan they have signed up, but you can go and find out a little bit more. Yeah, so I guess pricing will not be, I hope pricing is not a concern, but if let's say the price of the device is your concern, do get in touch with us. Then we can actually share with you our past experiences. Yes, how parents actually work. Yeah, in terms of the purchase of the device. Okay, maybe just highlight one or two points here because just now Madam Masni was talking about parents' concern is that, well, I prefer Android, right? So can my child use a different device? Yes, your child can, be it Android or any other device, yes. However, what we have experienced in the school is that because the majority have opted for iPad, so when we are doing a certain task in the classroom, right, children who are not using iPad, when they encounter certain difficulties, they tend to have less peer support. But whereas for the children who are using iPad, because the majority, like out of 10 pupils, 7 are using iPad. So if they are not able to do certain thing, right, wow, there'll be quite a number of pupils that will come to their help, to their rescue. But of course, not to worry. The teacher is there. the teacher will definitely help everyone who encounter any learning difficulties using devices. Yeah, but it's just that when the teacher is engaged with someone, then, you know, if your child also need help and the peer is able to lend that support, that would be wonderful. Yeah, so that's where we are coming from lah, when I mentioned about the peer support in the classroom. And I think she mentioned something about the airdropping of resources, right? So we all know that for iPad, we do have this function of airdrop. We conduct science experiment in the classroom. Like myself, I'm a science teacher. When we conduct experiment, we will take a video, a recording of the experiment. And at the end of the experiment, I straight away will ask the children to take out the iPad. I'll airdrop you. Go home, look at the experiment that we have done in the class one more time, and see if you have learned anything extra. You know, maybe you have missed out something in the classroom. So you'll notice that with a device, right, your learning will be extended outside the classroom. And it's so wonderful that the children have a copy of the recording, because as and when they want to revise that particular experiment, they refer to the recording. So really learn at their own pace, anytime, anywhere. Yes, and it will be with the recording is with them in the device. So it's like anytime they want it, it's easily accessible. So airdrop has this good thing, because previously when we do not have the iPad class or device class, without airdrop, right, I'll tell the children, okay, you go home, Madam Chan will email you the recording that I've done just now. And many a times you realize that, oh dear, the file is so big and couldn't get through the email. Then there will be time lapse before I can, you know, reconcile, make changes to make sure that the video is, you know, small enough to be sent to everybody. That will take me like 2-3 days later. But whereas with airdrop, you get it immediately after the experiment. So that is the beauty of airdrop, like I would say, based on my experience in the class. Yeah. Can? So just some sharing with you what I actually experience in my class when I teach. I do have children using Android in my class as well, 2 of them this year. Yeah, so I must apologize, because when I did certain activity in class, right, I will actually have to manage the majority first, and then I'll come to the Android. But I will definitely give the same attention to my Android user. Unfortunately, class curriculum, right, the timing is so limited. So I often find that I have to see my pupil outside class, yeah, to actually work with them on their device. So that would mean that your child, yeah, have to learn, have to, you know, invest more time lah, I would say, in terms of using the device. But we really do not want that, because the device is supposed to help us in, you know, to be more efficient in our learning, right? So if you can get everything done within the class, that would be most wonderful, of course. Yeah, but not to worry, we will definitely give the same attention to children using other devices as well. But these are just some of the things that we would like to share with you based on our experience in the classroom. Then, of course, because we have the MDM for iPad, right? So what does the MDM do? When we need to use certain app in the classroom, I do not need to trouble the parents to install the app yourself. So all I need to do is from the school, I'll push down the app. So you realize that today I'll just tell the teachers, okay, tomorrow I need to use this app. The very next morning, you open up your iPad, you see the app in there, and the children will start using the app for learning. So parents will not be disturbed. I will not disturb you. You don't have to go and source for the app and then start downloading it. So really, here we are talking about giving also our parents a lot of support. Yeah, so if you are on board with us on MDM with the iPad, then we hope to ease you out of some of this support that you need to render to your child. Yeah, so I think these are some of the sharing that I can add on to what my peers, my colleagues have mentioned earlier on. Right.
Thank you, Madam. Thank you, Madam Chan. Madam Chan and Madam Marcy have been teaching the classes with devices for a few years. They are experienced teachers, so I think their sharing is, very, very valuable to the parents. Yeah. So far, we do not have any more questions here. Yeah. Okay. Maybe I shall wait for 1 or 2 minutes for any parents who would like to, Okay. Any questions? No. Yeah. So parents, feel free to email us if you have any concerns or queries regards to the program. Like mentioned just now, after today's sessions, okay, I'll be giving out a PG form for you to opt in to to which device you want and also to the program. Yeah, okay. Okay, so far no more questions. Thank you parents for joining us. I would like to close this session for today. Thank you. Thank you, parents.